Alright, Shalom. It's your brother Yerushalayim from the GMS Champaign, Illinois branch. Before all things, I want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the IQ that's pushing this truth with righteousness and sincerity. Alright, Shalom to the house of David and the elect who we endure all things for. Now, I just want to play a little bit of this video. It goes into how just Americans are losing their mind with how expensive everything has gotten over here in the United States, from groceries to power bills. All right, the cost of living, it costs too much for the average American, and you're seeing people lose their shit about it. And in the midst of that thing, in the midst of all those things happening, all right, jobs are scarce. All right, it's hard to find work. You go on these apps like Indeed and these job finding apps, and it's filled with ghost jobs, man, with just their company putting jobs listings out there that they don't plan on hiring for. So yeah, it's a lot of people in a tough situation, in a tough predicament, right? And they're feeling that squeeze. Right? They're feeling that squeeze, hey, that the cruel king is putting upon them. So I'm gonna let some of it play and filter it out with the scriptures.
Ever since social media has pretty much come around, you don't see people really sharing the truth of how they feel, the struggles that they're really going through, and people are becoming more and more vocal about that. In fact, it's almost a new trend to actually share how you really are feeling, how you really are struggling, especially here in America.
Hey, what's up, America? I'm going to be real with you here because I see no future for people in America. After seeing the high cost of homes nationwide, the high cost of gas, the high cost of food, the high cost of rent, cars, rental cars, used cars, insurance, healthcare, taxes, and every other thing, how is anybody in this country supposed to prosper that's not already wealthy? Could someone tell me that? The pulling yourself up by your bootstraps argument is and over. It doesn't work now. You have average home prices of $512,000. Grocery prices are almost 100% more since 4 years ago. Same with rent, same with mortgages, same with used cars, same with new cars. Taxes are slightly lower, and I do mean slightly. Wages are slightly up, but no way in hell will that meet the requirements. I just saw a story about a nurse with a $75,000 salary a year and an 808 credit score denied for getting a home. Zero student loan debt too. So debtless, making 75 grand a year with an over 800 credit score, not good enough for a house. So what are we doing here? What's the end goal? Starvation? Death? What's going on here? No matter what you do, no matter how you spend the finances, the middle class and the poor have no upward mobility. There is no hope now. None. No hope. None. Zero. The next 2 or 3 generations are because you allowed so much greed. Younger generations will never have shit because of your greed. I've already broken my back trying to make ends meet working for the last 30 years. I already know I'm not going to get anything from the rich. I don't give a but the younger generations, if you keep stealing and being greedy, they're going to all be homeless. And then what do you have? Ruling over a bunch of homeless people? You.
Wait, if you were locked up in Illinois juvie at Cook County, the Audi home, or anywhere else in the system, this is the money.
Homeless, and then what do you have? Ruling over a bunch of homeless people? You.
All right. So this is Isaiah 19:4. It says, "And the Egyptians I will give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord and the Lord of hosts." So these are the days that we're in. All right, because the modern day, the spiritual Egyptians over here, you can line it up to Babylon the Great, right? America. So these people, they've been given over into a cruel leader, right? And now you're seeing the effect of putting tariffs on all these other countries, and that these countries are starting to come under the BRICS nation and pretty much doing away with dealing with the dollar. And now you're seeing the lasting effects over here in America, man. That squeeze is coming upon people. And pretty much this devil, he just wants to get you in a universal income. He wants to get everybody over here, well, in the world, wholly. But he wants to get over here in America under a universal income, man, where he decides how much you get paid a month. And he can deduct and reduct things off of your pay, your universal pay, according to what he doesn't like and what he doesn't approve of, man. Oh, you've been watching too many certain type of videos, reduction. You've been eating too much of this and that, or buying too much of this. We're gonna control you from what you can buy and sell, which is ultimately gonna lead to the charagma eventually, man. But yeah, you people are through, man, because you trust in this system, man. America is crashing. It's pretty much over with, man. Let me play a little more.
Trigger warning, I'm gonna crash out right now, and this is gonna be a long video, but I feel like you could relate to this, so here we go. It's great living in America. Unless you're a fucking American. If you're a bank, though, you are thriving, while the rest of us are just trying to survive. I just came across a video saying that banks are at an all-time high. Like, their expectations have blown through the roof of what their profit margins were gonna be. You wanna know why? They are thriving because America is starving to live. At least 95% of Americans right now are literally surviving off credit cards, off loans in general. And banks are eating that shit up over the high interest rates. We're fighting for our lives over here. You wanna know what the American dream is like? Let me tell you. Every day I wake up hoping today is the last day on earth. I'm tired of it here. The American household, on average, is $80,000 in debt. And that's just credit cards and like auto loans. Maybe even some student loans thrown in there. But that's not even including your mortgage. That's just credit card debt. And right now, banks are eating that interest rate up while we're all surviving. You mean to tell me that the average American goes to their mind-sucking job, works 8 to 12 hours to have everything deducted, have nothing left to live on, and we're forced to put food on the table by using credit cards? Okay.
All right. The book of Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe ye, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. All right. So it's like, as soon as you get your paycheck, as soon as you get some money, all right, it's going right back out, man. It's getting carried to bills. All right, this is really a new form of slavery. You see, in past times, all right, it was a physical slavery, but now it's a monetary slavery. All right, you're a slave. You got to get up. You got to work to live. And if you're just living to work. All right, so now you're in slavery. And like the woman was going into, well, who is this making richer though? The bankers, man. All right, the bankers. When you know about the history of this country, you will know who owns the banks. You small hats, you 1948ers. All right, you ish people. All right, hey brothers, know exactly what I'm talking about. For you new people who coming around. You gotta get where it's hit. All right, because we're not just saying these things no more, man. But those people that dwell in Israel but are not the Israelites, all right, who claim a heritage that they do not belong to, that's who own these banks, and that's who's profiting, man. According to Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right, so now you see the ruling class people as the so-called white race, all right, but the head and chief of that are the Elmakites, all right. What would be you NWO? I mean, you small hats, all right, you 1948ers, you ish people, man. hey, pretty soon you're gonna be revealed to the whole earth as being the devil, man.
Picture this, right? You go to college. You get yourself in hundreds of thousands of student loan debt. You are one of the 5% of college graduates to get your job in the field you got your degree in, right? You get everything garnished from your wages because the increase on living and everything around you has gone up, but your pay has stayed the same. But then you also get taxes taken out. We get taxed just to breathe, people. We get taxed on owning shit. We get taxed on working. We get taxed on just living, okay? Then you got health insurance. That's a joke and a whole video within itself. But basically, the average American pays anywhere between $300 and $1,000 a month for health insurance. Basically, you're paying just to say, I have health insurance. But then when you go to use health insurance, you have co-pays and deductibles, and they don't cover nothing until you've met your deductible. What do you mean? Why am I paying you $1,000 a month to have health insurance when I'm still paying more just to use it? I digress. Then you have everything like retirement, 401 taken out. Okay, great. You're going to work 30 to 40 years of your prime so that when you get to retirement age, we're going to give you monthly stipends back just so you can afford to live without a job. Meanwhile, like 80% of senior citizens that are retired now are working at Lowe's at the age of 87 because they can't survive just on their retirement. That's just a prime example. We're all struggling to keep our heads above water because we don't earn enough money. After everything gets taken out, we are now forced to pay super high interest rates on everything we own. Even stuff that's paid off, we're still paying interest on. How does that make any sense? But you're sitting there, the American family, the average American family is no longer middle class. You're either poor or rich. The rich is making money off the poor because the poor can't afford to have two jobs, full-time jobs, and still be able to take care of their families and have enough money at the end of the day to put food on the table. Hence why we are forced to live on credit card debt. And y'all...
And see, and what you have these people is just, they're going through what Jake been going through, man. All right, this is what the Israelites, who so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, all right, they've been feeling this, man. But now you have Edomites, all right, you have Edomites and the other nations also feeling this too, which right now you have a lot of people from the other nations fleeing back to their own country because the American dream is pretty much over with, man. All right, so you got a lot of these other heathens going back home. Let me grab this real quick. Ecclesiastes 12:3, it says, in that day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease. All right, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the window be darkened. Now, when you go into the word grinder, it goes into the work. So even the work is getting shorthanded for people. It's hard to find jobs. You go on these apps, these job searching apps like Indeed or whatnot, and you see jobs, a lot of ghost jobs, which is just companies posting jobs that don't really exist. All right, to make it seem like, all right, they're hiring for something, but they're really not. And how you know that? You will be qualified for certain jobs, apply for it, never hear nothing back, but then the listing still goes up. The listing's still there, meaning what, they never hired anybody for these positions, man. It was actually a Jake that made a video some weeks ago and said that was actually his job, was to go on there and make ghost jobs for his company. So this is a very real thing that's happening, and people are feeling the effects of it, man. You have a lot of people resorting, to DoorDash, and you have whole lawyers DoorDashing in their free time. All right, in their off time, just to support their house and put food on the table. And that's how tough it has gotten over here in America. And it says, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Yeah, that's because the future, that American dream is not feasible. All right, for the majority of people now. Now it's hard. Like the first part of the video, the average house costs $500,000. All right, that's the average price of what person right out of college or young adult just working a normal job is able to afford a house, half a million dollar house. And even when you're in these more lower places, hey, these houses that I see, at least around my town, hey, they be from 200,000 or 300,000. Hey, nobody can afford that shit, man. The mortgage is gonna blow you out the roof, on top of all these prices that's being increased. And then what? The banks are gonna foreclose on your house and take them. So the rich get even richer, man. It's all set up, man. I'm gonna go to verse 4. It says, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets, and when the sound of grinding is low, and shall rise up the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." Yeah, because the vibration of music is very wicked, evil, and it's in a low state. Alright, it's trash, man. Yeah, so these are those times that we're living in, man.
It's going to keep jacking up the prices that we're never going to be able to afford to pay off. Because unfortunately, Dave Ramsey, the average American person has nothing left after their paychecks come in and they pay their bills and they buy groceries. They have nothing left to save. So you're sitting there with $20 to your name for 2 weeks until the next payday. And that's if you're lucky. There's some people that are in the red right now. They are working their asses off and they can't even pay all their bills on time. And they're trying to decide, do you want to keep the light on this month? Or the 1, 2, 3.
Smile. That's okay.
All their bills on time, and they're trying to decide, do you want to keep the light on this month or the water? No, living is just a luxury. I can't afford to put braces on my kids right now. That's a luxury. Going out to eat, that's a luxury.
I don't know if this is happening to anybody else in America, but it's getting pretty annoying with me. So I had a phone plan that I started about a year and a half ago. It was about $115 a month. A little overpriced for a single line, but sure. I was willing to pay it. Come a year and a half later, they're trying to charge me $167 a month for the rest of the contract. They don't specify why, they just, it's extra service fees. I'm sorry. $47 more in service fees a month I have to pay? That makes no. And then I literally go to my auto insurance, which was quoted to me when I first started a policy, which was a 6-month policy, at $311. It's way overpriced, but I drive an Audi, so what the ever. I guess I'll pay the $300 a month for insurance. Then I go back to my policy, and they're telling me I owe $374 a month for the remaining 3 months. Extra accrued service fees. My storage unit used to be $97 a month for my stuff. It is now $145. They raised the price on the contract and on the agreement that I made with the company. This is the same with the insurance company. This is the same with the phone plan company that I'm putting this video on. When are we gonna get sick and tired of corporate America taking our money? I'm getting real sick and tired of this. This isn't even like a political view on left or right side or anything like that. I'm sick of America stealing from its citizens. I'm sick of corporate billion-dollar conglomerate oligarchies that continue to throw little fees and fines on us like we owe it, like we have to force ourselves to pay because they contractually can keep us in a contract. It's getting old. How did my bills go up over $400 in the past month from accrued fees? They can't even specify why those fees were raised. We need to hold these people accountable. These CEOs, CFOs, these owners of these corporate businesses. $billion wallets packed.
Sirach 41:7. The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. So that's what you're seeing, man. People are pissed off with the way America is going, man. They're pissed off the way that the world is being ran because it's being revealed that it's being ran wickedly, man. All right? That golden cup in the Lord's hand, man, is a Babylon the Great, and is being shown to be wicked, man. It's being shown to be ran by devils. And people sick of this shit. People are getting sick. All right, can't afford to pay the hospital bills. And hey, people are going batshit crazy, man. And if you think this is something, wait until you go get a carton of eggs and they want $60 or $50, $40 for them, man. because those times are coming, man. And then you're gonna really see people in the streets, man, going crazy, man. So I'm gonna end it with this right here. 2 Esdras 15 and 19. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Now this is coming soon, man, to an America near you. All right, so hey, Lord willing, this was edifying for the elect's sake, who we endure all things for. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Till next time, Akim Shalom.